At the Paedophile Online Investigation Unit in St Asaph, I'm meeting a man caught downloading the highest grade of child abuse material. We've agreed to hide his identity to protect his wife and children.
There was a loud knock at the door, but a big part of me instantly knew what it was. I should have been terrified. I should have been absolutely terrified. But I wasn't. I was just numb. You've been arrested for the most awful, morally repugnant crime there probably is. People would rather live, I think, next door to a murderer than a paedophile.
John was not jailed. He was given a suspended sentence and agreed to a therapy programme with a charity called the Lucy Faithfull Foundation, something he first heard about from the police.
There's 2.5 hour to 3 hour meetings once a week for about 10 or 12 weeks. One of the most difficult exercises was you had to put yourself in the position of an abused child and write about it. It's clearly designed to build empathy. The truth is, well, my first thought was this will be mitigation. This will be good mitigation when he goes to court. Compared to the person I was, I'm much better. No one who commits this crime is sound of mind. No one.
Therapy for certain online offenders is becoming more common, and it's little wonder police are open to different solutions. In a digital world, specialist units like this one face an almost insurmountable problem. Last year, 3,000 child sex offences were recorded in Wales. That's 36% up on the previous year, and a third of those contained an online element.
I think it's important at this particular time for North Wales Police to consider alternatives, and by alternatives I want to make it clear that it's not the soft option. It's not that North Wales Police have gone soft on this type of crime. What we're saying is that those individuals who are out there now, if you're sat at your desk on your keyboard or clicking on that mouse, that there are organisations out there who can help you stop what you're doing. I know sometimes it's used as a bit of a cliche that behind every image there is a victim, but that is right, there is a victim, and every time that that image is being clicked on, that victim is being re-victimised. So we want to try and prevent that.
But some maintain that custodial sentences are the only way of stopping a paedophile acting on their urges. I've come to Machynlleth to meet the mother of April Jones. In 2012, the 5-year-old was abducted and murdered by paedophile Mark Bridger. Over time, he'd amassed a large collection of child abuse images, which he'd been viewing just hours earlier.
Your life's turned upside down. You don't live the same. Your habits change. You don't sleep. It's a nightmare. I haven't slept properly since she's gone, and it's nearly 6 years. We'll never come to terms with it. We've learned to live with it, and that is the hardest thing. I've had 3 children, but I've only got 2 to show.
Coral is now campaigning for tougher sentences for child sex offenders, and she says she disagrees with the idea that a paedophile can be rehabilitated. What do you think about the option which says somebody might be able to recover, so to speak, and not commit offences again?
I couldn't believe it of somebody that said you can recover from it. An alcoholic will always be an alcoholic. A sex offender will always be a sex offender. I don't believe they can be fixed.
John is adamant that he is in recovery and says he's uneasy with being labelled. Can you be a recovered paedophile?
I don't consider myself a paedophile. I'm an internet sex offender. A paedophile is someone who's predominantly interested in prepubescent children, and I never was.
Although you have just admitted to me that you were part of that abuse, in effect. So does that not mean that you are a paedophile and you can't differentiate between those two things?
Perhaps at the time of offending, I could have been considered one, but I just do not identify with that term. Even though I was part of supporting that crime, had I been in a situation where I could have taken part, the answer would have been no, absolutely not. That would have terrified me.
If there's someone out there like you who might not want to be listening, what would you say to them?
You're contributing to and directly supporting the abuse of children. When there's a demand, there will always be a supply. Just think about your actions, and if you don't care, then that should be a sign of your mental state. If anyone listens to this and stops because of it, or seeks help because of it, then that's a step in the right direction.